It's been a long time coming, but I'm excited to finally share our nursery tour. So let's jump right in. Hello, my name is Morgan and my husband and I live in the San Diego area, and just about 6 months ago we had our first baby, and now I'm finally getting around to sharing our nursery tour. So I did not get a chance to film this during pregnancy, which is why I'm doing it now, but I thought it would be really sweet to kind of capture this moment in time and like look back on our little boy's nursery. So kind of is working out because prenatally or during pregnancy, we had it set up one way, and then you actually have the baby and maybe you change some things around, you live in it for several months, baby starts actually sleeping in the crib, and then you kind of have a new version of the nursery, and that's the version that we have now. So it's better that I'm showing a realistic view of what we actually use and how it actually is used in our daily life rather than how I had it set up during pregnancy. So this is more of a realistic picture of our baby boy's nursery. Like I said, he's about 6 months old and he actually just started sleeping in the crib not too long ago. So we actually get to use this room now. I feel like for the first 3 months, we really didn't use this room. Like, we had our little mini bedside cart and the changing table, and like everything was set up in our room, his bassinet, all that stuff. So for the first several months, we really didn't use this space except to maybe come and play. So now we actually use this room every single day. We use it for naps and things like that. So it's actually being utilized now, and we've kind of set it up the way that we want it. So here we go. We're gonna take a little tour and I'm gonna show you all the different things and just where things are from and yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, we're gonna start there. This wall is really cute. It's like a blue-gray tone, which is actually the color of the rest of our walls in our whole house. So this whole room was that color, but we actually ended up painting the other walls a white creamy tone. I think we used oatmeal is the shade name for the white, but this was already the existing color. And then we just, well, initially I really wanted wallpaper because that's what everyone seems to do, is wallpaper the nursery, because I did want some type of little feature on the crib wall, but wallpaper is kind of intimidating and I really didn't want an overload of pattern or anything like that. So this is actually from Etsy, and they're little sticker decals. So they're individual and you just place them wherever you want them. And it was way more affordable than a wallpaper would have been. And I just think it makes it just enough of a feature wall without being too intimidating. But yeah, thought that was a really sweet pattern that we could do that would grow with him in the room. So that is that. Over here is our rocking chair that we really did not utilize up until I don't know, 3 months ago maybe. The pedestal is actually from my mom that she just brought over a few days after he was born because we didn't have any footstool there. So that has just kind of randomly been acquired. Doesn't really go with the room, but kind of fun that she passed it down to us. So the chair and the crib are a package that we just ordered. They came together from Wayfair, and I think we got them both for total $350. So it felt like a pretty good deal, and it matches the dresser, and I wanted a natural wood tone as opposed to painted or plasticky or whatever. So a neutral wood tone was what I was hoping for, so that kind of accomplished that. To be honest, we like the rocker, but I think we would have been way more happy with a recliner of some sort. So that is a little bit of a negative, but I do like the style of the rocker and it's comfortable enough and it rocks just fine. So that is kind of way more utilized now than it was previously. So that's just our little rocking area. We do have our air purifier back there that kicks on routinely every day, so I like having that. Then we have this little shelf down here. It's from Sprout, I believe, Sprout Montessori or something. I really wanted a Montessori style infant shelf for toys, so that he was able to access toys, and like when he starts crawling and things, like he has a space to put them and we can like do toy rotation or whatever. So this is kind of the bulk of his toys at this point, and he really doesn't even play with them all because he can't crawl and do much yet still. But yeah, just got a few secondhand items from Love Every, a few things from our registry, just some stuffed animals and things like that. But this is where we kind of keep all of his toys. And then we have this little play mat that's from Crane Baby, I think. We put that on our registry with his little play gym here that my mom just got him, I believe from Target, and it comes with a play mat, but that's downstairs. So we use the play gym part up here, and we'll like move it to the center of the floor when he's playing on it. But that mat has been great, so he can like roll around, play around without like spitting up or getting the carpet dirty. So we do use that a lot, and I love that it's washable. And then we have his two little bookshelves there that are from IKEA that are, again, like fairly low enough where he can reach them, which was really important to me. He can at least, you know, be able to reach the bottom one for sure, but we'll rotate out a selection of books to put there that we'll read. And some of these books are actually from my childhood, so they have like sentimental value, or like gifted and things like that. So that's kind of sweet to have a piece of my childhood in his room. And then this is a little print that is actually from my house, from my mom. It was in a bathroom, and I said, wait, that would look so good in the nursery. So she let me have that from our house. And then that lighthouse one is just from Hobby Lobby, but those are the only two like art pieces that we have in the room. The shade is a pull down shade from Amazon. That's like a light filtering one. And then I have these half curtains, I guess, that are blackout, also from Amazon, with the little curtain tie backs that I like to kind of cinch the curtains back during the day. But I will be honest, they are not 100% blackout. Light still definitely comes in like at the bottom or on the sides, but that hasn't seemed to be too big of an issue for like even daytime naps and things like that. It still like gets dark enough in here for him to nap just fine. So, and then at night, obviously it's dark, so that hasn't been an issue. And then we have a little ceiling fan, which I'm a big fan of ceiling fans in bedrooms. I just feel like that helps air circulation so much than, I don't know, people give them credit for. And I heard it's also good for SIDS reduction for some reason. I don't know the logic behind that, but yep, that is a little baby size ceiling fan. And yeah, that's the room. We got our dresser here from IKEA that's white. I don't know the style of it, the name style, but it's a very common dresser style. I was initially thinking I was gonna change out the knobs because that felt special, but I never got around to it, and I feel like it works just fine. So we have our little changing pad on top of here that is from this brand, Evolure. I initially wanted the Kikaroo because everyone has the Kikaroo, and I thought that that's what we should get, but I actually measured, and this top is too narrow for the Kikaroo, and I never had processed that before, that it wouldn't fit. So be sure to measure the top of your dresser with whatever changing pad you plan on getting. So this one is very similar. It's like a wipeable pad, and it's worked just fine. We did take the strap off, so that's a risk, I understand, but so far we always have hands on him, so he's not at risk of falling off. I did get a wipes warmer, which is a little controversial, but it was secondhand, even though it was brand new. So I got it for definitely a deal. And if anything, I like having a dispenser for the wipes. I know like the warmth is really not the first I don't know, use for it, but just being able to pull out one wipe at a time has been great. And then we have our little sound machine, clock, nightlight thing. We really primarily use it for the sound purpose, but it also does like turn on a nightlight. So that is cool. The main nightlight we use in the middle of the night is this, like the egg light thing. So you can make it brighter or dimmer and turn it off. So that has been the primary lamp that we'll use, or night light that we use at night. And this is more for style than function. In here we have diapers and a bunch of socks that he has never worn, a bunch of bibs that he rarely wears, some like newborn hats, which can probably be put away. But yeah, that's our first drawer at the top. And then the second drawer is where I keep the main like clothes size that he's in. So I just switch this out every time. So this is his 6 to 9 months, and clearly I need to do laundry because there's a lot of stuff missing, but this is just pretty scattered at this point. The zippered pajamas, bottoms, and then onesies and tops are just in here. And then I had a stash of bigger clothing in here, but he's pretty much gone through it all now at this point. So there's a few like 9 to 12 month clothing left, but this used to be where I stocked like all of the future size clothing, but I guess we really don't have anymore. So yeah, that is the first big set of drawers that I use. Then on the other side, this top is baby care. So this is where I would keep all the burp cloths, washcloths, just like miscellaneous baby care items. Yeah, so this is like medicine and things like that. Rarely have I gone in here. Like we've used these things a few times. We use these occasionally, but I haven't used any of my Frida medicine type products yet. Haven't used Motrin or anything. I mainly just go in here for the washcloths or the burp cloths. And then in here, we've got blankets and swaddles and then towels. We really don't use a lot of blankets right now just because it's summer, so this is not really utilized. We actually don't swaddle. We never swaddled, but that's where I kept the swaddle blankets and then his little hooded towels. So this is where I mainly use this drawer for now, but yeah, that's where all of that is. And then this is jumbled bedding, towel or blankets, mattress protector for the bassinet, things like that. So this can use a little TLC, and then I think that's like a monitor charger or something. But yeah, don't really use this drawer that much, clearly, besides getting like his spare crib sheets. And then the two last ones are just like miscellaneous things that I don't really reach for. Like we have our diaper pail, refill bags in there, his milestone photo things, like some sun hats, things like that. So we really don't get into those. But that is kind of like a little tour of the dresser drawer area. These are like the only sentimental type shelves that we have in here that display things that's like out of reach for babies. So it's just above our hamper and the diaper pail. We just have the monitor that points to the crib, a little toy sailboat that we found that kind of matches the theme of the room, his ultrasound picture, a pair of sunglasses, some little hats that we have, another little pair of sunglasses. This was like a gift from a good friend, and that's like a very sweet edition of a Beatrix Potter nursery rhyme book. And then just like a little jelly cat, what is that called? Like it makes music when you pull it down. I don't know what it's called. Like a music box type thing, but it's like a little toy form. So that is kind of the only shelving area that's like a display out of reach type of thing. But yeah, that's in the corner. Those shelves are from IKEA, so very easy to install and weren't that expensive. all the things, all the nursery things, but I really wanted this room to be, the furniture I wanted to be like very neutral, so that we could use it for like future babies if we didn't have a boy. So that's why like I wanted neutral tones. And then the theme, I didn't want like too strong of a theme where it was like, I don't know, just a lot. This is, I feel like, a pretty toned down theme, and it's like coastal, is like simple coastal is what I've been like trying to tell myself. So just like hints of like a coastal seaside nautical vibe without being like too over the top. So that's kind of the theme that I would call it. And it's been really fun to just curate this during pregnancy, because honestly, that's one of the fun parts of pregnancy, at least from my experience, is that like you don't have much besides like, yeah, your baby to look forward to during pregnancy when you're feeling really sick. So it's fun to kind of like focus my mental energy into like creating a space that I was really excited about. So that is Baby Boy's nursery, and we'll see how it changes over time, you know, like as he gets older, like what will kind of switch out and change and things like that. But as of now, I'm really happy with it, and I feel like it's exactly what I pictured. I'm glad that we didn't like overspend or overdo it with like really expensive furniture, like really expensive detailing and things like that. I feel like I was very mindful and intentional about where we spent the money and where we spent time setting it up too. Like I said, during pregnancy, you know, all my dresser drawers were like full and organized and folded and sectioned off and labeled and all that stuff. And I feel like over time, like he's grown out of a lot of clothes. We've gone through a lot of diapers. Like I've refilled that thing so many times. Yeah, so it's just gone through an evolution, and it's only been 6 months. So yeah, we'll see how that continues to evolve over time. But definitely really enjoyed creating this space. And now I'm glad that I have a time shot, is that what it's called? Snapshot in time of what it looks like. So I can go back and kind of watch this video again when he's like 20 years old and be like reminiscing of how sweet this little space was for him. So hope you enjoyed, and I will try to kind of give descriptions or links of things in the description box below, so if you want to shop any of the products. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and best of luck if you're planning your nursery right now. This was one of my favorite videos to watch when I was pregnant, was people's nursery tours. So I hope you enjoyed, and best of luck in your pregnancy and having your baby, and I hope that you continue to subscribe and follow along with any future videos that I put out.